You smell what the Rock is cooking.
Acknowledge me.
You don't know what hard times are, Daddy.
We are bad to the bone. Get it? Bad to the bone.
Tell me when I'm telling lies.
I'll fight anybody. Who do you want? Just let me fight him.
Let me tell you something, Jim Ross.
Mega power, yeah.
We got it for you.
We are the best of the best.
Woo! Wheeling, dealing.
Smart marks.
And that's the bottom line, cause Stone Cold said so.
Welcome to Talking in the Building, a pro wrestling podcast where we focus on the promo. We talk about the talkers, we hype the hype man, and we pontificate on the promo. I'm Adalid out here in sunny Southern California, as usual. And I'm joined as always by my homies, my compadres, my lucha libre aficionados out in Atlanta, both of them. First, my brother and our resident historian. Greg, how you feeling tonight, man?
I'm doing good, man. It is not sunny and warm here in Atlanta. Just saying.
I'm sorry.
At all.
I'm sorry.
At all.
I'm sorry. I hate to rub it in, guys. I know. My heart goes out to you. And I did check in on them, y'all, before anything went down. So
yeah,
just I am a good brother here. And of course, my other brother out in Atlanta, holding it down on this venture, the man with the plan. Adrian, how you feeling? And also, how you holding up, dude?
Feeling good, feeling great, and holding up just fine.
Beautiful.
We're good.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
So if this is your first time joining us, this is us. It's three, real fans of pro wrestling, of the industry, and more specifically of the promo. So, do yourself a favor, check our back catalog. IntoTheBuilding.com is going to take us to everything that we've done in the past. We got several, dozens of episodes at this point, and some of them are pretty evergreen. You can look back and check out anything that you like. However, tonight we are focusing on what we call our Dusty Reviews. And our Dusty Reviews really means that we're going to be looking at a promo, and it's this promo actually review is named after the master of the promo, the legend himself, Dusty Rhodes. Nice. And in the Dusty Review, we rate a promo purely based on its merits. So we're not interested in the backstories and what have you, just on what's in front of us. So on a scale of 1 to 5 Dusties, 1 being not so great, and 5 being something truly, truly special. So that's going to take you, that's going to give you a little gist of what we're doing tonight. But again, IntoTheBuilding.com, like, comment, subscribe. We love to hear from y'all. Engage, tell us what you're thinking. Tell us, what you think about the show, and give us your opinions. It's always fun. The best part of this is the interaction for us.
That's it.
But before we get into tonight's Dusty Review, I want to take a second to talk about the season at hand. Royal Rumble came and went, right? And we're here. It's WrestleMania season, and we got to get hyped about it, right? And I don't know about you, but I know we've been talking it on the pod here, over months now. This criticism that WWE takes for kind of focusing on these big moments, these big TKO moments, right? But are they really, earning the road to get there a lot of the time, right? It feels a little dull sometimes, call it injuries, maybe some mediocre creative doesn't help. And they rested on the Bloodline storyline, right? But it does feel like something's missing right now. So, fellas, I'm going to ask you this right now. Is this CM Punk versus Roman Reigns basically headline now, the main event, right? Or one of the main events. Is this a Hail Mary in this a little bit of a creatively maybe stunted WrestleMania season? Or is this a perfect, moment they need from a commercial standpoint, artistically? What say y'all? And Greg, I'm gonna come at you because we were just kind of off pod. We were talking about the season and how getting into it and what's ahead of us. But what are your thoughts on this CM Punk Roman Reigns feud that kind of just came at us suddenly?
Well, I think so. We have been critical of WWE, right? And I sit back and I wonder, was this the plan all along? It's been set up since before Survivor Series the year before. Go all the way back. And then all of a sudden the main event this past year, and then why not bring that full circle? That's actually, if you think about it, long-term storytelling, if that's the plan, even if it just fell into their lap, it makes the most sense over the past year and a half to 2 years. And the moment Roman won, I'm like, he's got to go Punk.
Yeah.
He's got to, because there's just so many layers that can go into that. I mean, the promo they did the other night, the fact that Punk brought up, I brought you in. I'm the reason the Shield was here. And I was like, oh, please come back with, you didn't want me, you want a hero. I wanted that so bad. But there was so much, but I love it. I like it. And it got me more excited about everything, because I feel like there's a personal issue.
Yes.
At the end of the day, pro wrestling is not about the titles. It is, but it's not. It's about the story. It's about the personal issues, and make me believe. And what did Roman say at the end? I hate you.
Yeah.
And he made it personal. But throughout his entire promo, he made it personal. And that's what I liked about it. It wasn't just about the belt.
Right.
It's a personal issue.
And I guess what my follow-up question for that is it personal enough to go back that time? Because they've had interactions before, and I don't think he's ever dug that deep, right, into that past relationship. Ultimately, he's kind of surface level, maybe talked about it. I think he's mentioned Mox by name at some points, talking about the Shield, but it's never been a direct path to Punk, right? It's never been like, you're your usurper, you came back and you took it away from us. Do you think that this version of Roman Reigns is enough to match pretty much Punk at his best? I can't think of another version of Punk that is as solid. Maybe before he left and when he first won the championship the first time. I don't know.
Who are you asking?
Oh, I'm asking either of you, whichever wants to take it.
I mean,
I heard both of you react.
I would definitely say absolutely. Like, this is the matchup that we needed for a WrestleMania. This is a true WrestleMania main event. And once again, this is the advantage that WWE currently has over AEW, is that they have lore at this point.
Yeah.
And they can, and this is a long grind of this is unresolved issue and conflict. Like Greg said, him mentioning that Punk was the person who came up with the Shield. That's conflict, especially with Joe not being one of those guys that he particularly wanted in the group. But I love the fact that Roman even said, hey, you went on your friend's little podcast. Like, I like that kind of,
brought that back.
That's a shot. Ooh. That's one of those little jabs where it's tiptoeing. This is one of those things that gets us excited, because it's that modern day kayfabe where, yes, we are talking about and referencing something that did go down. It's not just, oh, this is just some 2-week storyline and it pays off right now. No, this is 10 years of beef. And Roman has a legit beef. It's legit. Like, you feel, because he what did he say? I don't even know if we're reviewing this promo, but I was excited. I was excited to talk about it, right? Because it was a promo. But Roman said it was because you went on that podcast and you blasted me that I had to deal with so much crap in my journey. And that's absolutely true. That's 100% true. And I can stand here and be held accountable that I was one of those people that absolutely, I still love CM Punk to this day. But I know, after listening to that podcast episode of Colt Commander, shout out to him, listening to him and being upset about you got to make Roman look strong. Yeah, I was upset about that. I was like, man, this sucks that here's this guy doing this and all that and not appreciate it. And we're right there with Punk. And through that, we crapped on Roman. Now, crappy creative didn't quite help Roman's cause. Like, we're not going to just skip over him saying suffering succotash.
Right? You took the words out of my mouth, dude. Oh, my gosh.
But that podcast didn't help his cause. Like, he was the chosen guy. But once Punk put highlight to that, we all immediately rejected that. I remember leaving Dallas mad that he won, even though I knew and everyone else knew he was going to beat Triple H, right? So it's a legit beef. It's long brewing. And I love it. I absolutely love it.
And again, in an era where this can even happen, right? Where they can have these extended, promos, not lay a finger on each other. We don't have to worry about these dudes injuring each other. And, obviously Roman's not coming back. But yeah, I was just as hyped because frankly, I didn't expect it. It felt too telegraphed, almost to Greg's point, right? It was like, okay, you set up that feud from Survivor Series. Hell, you even have like the Zootopia reference that I'm like cracking up about because I went into Zootopia like, telling the wife like, look, it's Roman Reigns and CM Punk,
right,
and then I'm like, oh look, and then like Monday I'm like, look, they're gonna send something about Zootopia, check it out, like, and it's hilarious because they're hitting on all cylinders. Now my question is like, it really does feel like a true main event because all respect to Drew McIntyre. And he'll have his moment too, but this is your marquee matchup. I mean, you can't get any bigger than this. And I can't say that a month ago we were gonna be having a conversation like this. It was so kind of unknown in a lot of ways. We were more focused on the NXT talent, really, But
I think the other thing about that promo the other day, watching it, I'm like, man. And I know we've talked about this before. And by the way, I did not leave Dallas upset that Roman won. Just saying. But but because as Adrian will tell you, I've been ride or die the whole time. Except while he was going up against Cody. I ain't gonna lie, I had to flip to Cody. But but at the end of the day, I'm watching that promo. I'm like, how great has Roman become?
Yeah.
I mean, how far has he come from the promo where he stood in front of Cena and just totally flubbed everything, just standing in front of Punk and just going toe to toe.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the art of this promo. That's what this whole podcast is built on, is that. And just to see somebody grow and to see somebody go from, hey, you got to make Roman look strong. This is why you made him look strong.
Right.
This is why it's a building block. And a lot of times the talent doesn't get that. And you saw it on Unreal, not to go down a whole totally different path, but you see certain conversations in Unreal when they talk about talent, that's not that person's role yet.
Right.
And so a lot of times everybody's been in those roles, whether it was a Cena, an AJ, a Ric Flair, it doesn't matter. They've all been in those building block roles. And I'm like, there's a long-term thing here, right? And that to me, just watching him toe-to-toe with Punk, one of the greatest talkers of all time, just going, I was like, man, it was so rewarding.
Right.
Yeah.
But the other thing that started to keep going, but
go. Yeah.
The other thing about this was I felt as though, and Roman's really good at this, it's almost like, look, I've kind of kept this suppressed for a long time. But now I'm going to let it out. Like, yeah, you did me wrong. I kind of let it go. You did me wrong. But now you stole my wise man. Then you brainwashed my cousins and you almost got to me. That was like the breaking point to me. Like, Wes, he's telling that story. Like, I've kind of let everything else go. Like, all right, whatever. But now I realize you got to me mentally. Yeah. Now it's time for me to break you.
Yeah.
It was just so good.
Yeah.
It was just so good.
They cooked. Yeah.
A long-term fan, there were so many payoffs and so many little Easter eggs that you could just hang on and enjoy it. And one small takeaway, I mean, it's not so small, but it's interesting because we focus so much on the bloodline and these relationships. And as much as this is built out of that, it doesn't need any of that. It just needs these two guys just to work, just to go, mano a mano, and let's go. And that's enough because they're made, they're made stars. And I will say I had my second thoughts on Punk being a champ again, but hey,
he's been doing a hell of a job as champ. Man. He's been doing a hell of a job.
Yeah. It's been A-grade promos left and right. So excited for that, and excited to how the rest of the card fills out ultimately. But we'll see how that goes. So again, let us know your thoughts on this CM Punk feud versus Roman Reigns. Are you excited? Or is there something else that you're looking at for WrestleMania? There's a lot of other card. The card is still coming together. We still don't know the rest of it. Slowly but surely coming together.
Yeah.
Well, fellas, I don't have that promo, but we did talk about it a lot here. But I did bring something else that is hot off the presses because this is for our Dusty review tonight, where we're going to be rating it from 1 to 5 Dusties. And tonight was the airing of MLW's Battle Riot 8 out of Kissimmee, Florida,
Nice.
where you had quite a cast of characters in this over the top battle royal, basically is what it is.
Yeah.
But it's for the championship, which is just a little more unique, right? So 40-person battle royal. You're gonna have your MLW regulars, and we're gonna pick it up here towards the end of the show. Right, you have a winner at this point, and let you see the rest to see who wins. We're gonna focus on the promo, but we're gonna pick it up where the announcers are hyping up this end here.
The Battle Riot and new MLW World Heavyweight Champion, Killer Kross.
This literally aired today, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, tonight.
Word.
What a moment! What a celebration! As the people's executioner has officially been anointed the Blood King of the Battle Riot and MLW World Heavyweight Champion. He went coast to coast, 39 men. He fought through technicians, he fought through luchadors, he fought through giants, he fought through mercenaries, he fought through everybody from across this world that came here to make their career in one night. But the chance, the support, we want Kross, led Kross to his destiny and being the World Heavyweight Champion. MLW, you want Kross, you got him. Killer Kross chooses violence and TikTok, what's 2026 gonna be like with Killer Kross at the helm? What a moment, you can feel the emotion, the elation, and the same chants that fueled Kross through a lot of career uncertainty, a lot of issues where he felt overlooked, forgotten, not believed in. These people never stop believing. And it's gonna be so much sweeter to do it by eliminating the very man that you trained with, a man that you went 1 and 2 throughout this entire match with. And now you stand atop the throne of MLW as the new Blood King of the Battle Riot.
Well, now you got me. I didn't just do this. Scarlett didn't help me just do this. We fucking did this. Your voices every week, all over the world. When they turn volume down, you guys just got louder elsewhere. I will never forget this night. And I just gotta say, my mother beat cancer last year, cancer-free. This is the first time she's got to see me compete live. Thank God I won. Ma, this is for you.
Nice.
I love you. Thank you. Until next time, TikTok.
It was recorded about, I think, a week ago, but it aired tonight. here's this guy who, bet on himself. He's trials and tribulations here and there, but
Yeah.
here he is, your MLW champion with this kind of short but to the point promo.
Yeah, for
Thoughts?
sure. I think this is a good example of not just the wrestler delivering the promo, but the commentary.
Yes.
They walked you through the journey, not just his journey of the match, but his journey to actually get to MLW and how the people have championed him. They're actually doing a better job of handling the We Want Cross than what WWE had their chance to do. They just decided not to go that route, which I understand. It is what it is. It's only but so many spots. But good on MLW, good on Court Bauer to capitalize on that. And it's really cool to see these people or these performers that leave these companies, and you have that opportunity. We've even had episodes where we talk about that opportunity to use that getting cut or getting released as a catapult. You can either catapult into being a star elsewhere, or you can chill out on the sideline like Ryback. You know what I'm saying? I mean, no shade to him, but that's what it is.
Hey,
but
get that money.
Good on him. I do think that's a great example of the commentary team walking you through that journey, because we didn't watch the match. I haven't watched that show just yet, but they walked me through to the point where I'm caught up. So job well done. And it was awesome of him to be able to cut that quick little promo. It's emotional. He's clearly a babyface with the MLW crowd, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun seeing him interact over there, because I do like MLW. I do like what they're doing over there. Always a fun live show.
I'm glad you picked up on that, because I was trying to figure out kind of a starting point. A lot of times, we're not trying to watch a 10-minute promo on the podcast, and I was going to just cut it off at his promo, but I'm like, no, it tells the whole story. Like, they,
for sure,
whether they had it on paper or they're just saying off the cuff. If you're a casual watcher and you click this at the end, you say, MLW live streaming right now, which I essentially did because I was watching the middle of the show. And they did such a great job of just giving you what you needed. So many times, like you said, you pick up on these wrestling shows and you're sitting there for, an hour and a half, 2 hours, and you have no context for there's no recap. Right. There's, maybe a little bit of the character you pick up on, but they gave you everything you needed. And I know that at the next MLW show, I know exactly who this guy is, right? Even if I didn't watch the match, which clearly we haven't fully. Greg, your thoughts on maybe just the closing, but also, like Adrian said, the storytelling on the announcer spots.
I thought they did a nice job with that. Like the recap is good, and I think that's the advantage today of social media, because they're going to snip that recap, and that's exactly what they're going to use, because they're smart. Court's, let's call it what it is. Court Bauer is smart.
He is very much,
and he knows these snippets is exactly what's going to get people to come. And a snippet of Killer Kross, i.e., Karrion Kross, is oh wait, there he is. That's where he's at, right? So I think that part was awesome. His promo at the end was genuine. It wasn't over the top. It wasn't your traditional, I did this and they dropped the ball with me and all that kind of junk, right? Which is exactly what I hate. It's like when you go to these other companies, just forget about you. Okay, you work for Coke, forget about Pepsi. It doesn't matter anymore, or vice versa. Just be loyal to where you're at. And I think that's what he showed, right? He showed, look, I persevered, but I also persevered because my mom persevered. And I thought that was a nice touch, because that's a character that in the wrestling bubble, not in the podcast world, but in the bubble of character, that doesn't connect, right? The whole mom and dad being at the side, and you kind of don't connect that, but that was a cool moment. And I think also it's the new age of wrestling. Again, let's throw it back to Court Bauer. He knows what he's doing. And I promise you that wasn't just, he was allowed to do that. And I think the MLW's run probably closer to WWE than a lot of people think. And there's going to be a lot of things are produced, and he's like, no, go for it. Be you. Do you. And I think that was cool. Did the promo blow me away? No,
No.
but it did what it was supposed
No.
to do.
Yeah,
You know what I
for
mean?
sure.
It's funny you mentioned that especially that piece about being genuine, because it is a short promo. I mean, it's really a kind of a thank you to the crowd more than it is the promo, right? It's like, thank you for hanging with me.
Right.
But that cadence that he shows, almost like letting his guard down. Obviously, he has a gruff voice. He's coming off a match, so he's going to sound a certain way.
Right.
But there's this genuine, like, it's me. This is not the character. This is me, the person speaking to you. And I remember seeing him on the indies. Actually, probably the first Southern California indie he did, or probably one of the first two. And he had a great showing to the crowd of 50 of us, whatever was there. And he bowed, he thanked you, and he got him like, thank you, because everybody was yelling, please come back, please come back. And it was this genuine show of emotion for a wrestler that always looked the part. He's always looked like, $1 million. But there's a million people that can go into wrestling and look like $1 million and it just doesn't go anywhere.
Right.
It was interesting to see that same kind of demure, kind of heartfelt feeling now, seeing him gone through companies, gone through, been to the main roster and everything. And now here he is, not back on the indies per se, but out of that element, and still that essence of who he is, I think is something you can hang on to. I don't want to see this, obviously I want to see like this aggression and everything, but I think there's something to leaning into who he naturally is, right? He's kind of a fun guy, goofy guy, but he's easy to get along from what I've seen in like interviews and whatnot, but dedicated to the craft. So interesting. I guess I don't catch MLW too often. It's not something that is like on my weekly watch list or anything like that, but it's good to see that fresh blood, because they've run like through Kruger, they've run through like Riddle as champ, and for a while there's like, okay, like where he's gonna play pass the baton here, and it's like here's some fresh blood. So kudos. I really love. I can't get over the announce job. So kudos to them. I don't know them by heart, but that was really cool from production side. So we always rate our promos on the Dusty for the Dust review here, 1 out of 5 Dusty. So I'm gonna come back here at you guys. Greg, I'm gonna start with you here. What are your thoughts? What do you rate this on 1 to 5 Dusties solely based on the promo?
I knew you were gonna hit me first. I was like, oh man. So when I have to rate this, all right, I got to qualify my rating sometimes. So I'm looking at it just in the context of I always ask myself, does it talk me into the building?
Right.
Does it talk me into the next building? Not that one. I'm already there. Does it talk me into the next one? This one did not. But it's still in context of what it was perfect. That doesn't mean my rating is going to reflect that it was perfect, but it was perfect for what it was. It was great for the end of that match, for somebody who had a little bit of a redemption story, but did it blow me away? No. I think it was probably better for somebody who's not me, who doesn't know his story, who doesn't know who he is. Does that make sense? So it's kind of like, so for me, it's about 3 3/4 in that area. Not over the top, not a 5. I enjoyed it. Definitely got his point across, but I actually enjoyed the whole post match more so than I enjoyed his promo. I enjoyed Scarlett showing genuine emotion. I enjoyed him showing genuine emotion, but I look at the promo for the moment he grabs the microphone, and at that moment it was cool. It was a nice little wrap up, nice social media thing, but I probably wouldn't have that promo on my TV show next week.
Yeah, no, I can see that. So I'm gonna echo some of that thing in a different way. Adrian, I'll come to you next.
Well, I gotta look at the overall picture. I gotta take into account how the announcers got us caught up to speed through not just the journey of that match, which shout out to their production, showing highlights throughout that, and they walked you through the journey of Kross leaving the biggest company in pro wrestling, and how the people demanded that we want Kross, brought together with his promo, with his first words, well, now you got me. So I think it did talk me back into paying attention to MLW, because I did kind of drop off. I wasn't really a Matt Riddle fan, so that kind of lost my attention, even though I did go to their shows when they came here to Atlanta. So I do have to give them 4 Dusties, because as a team effort, it was brought together and it ultimately did talk me into the building. So 4 Dusties.
Right. Yeah. Solid. I'm gonna be hanging in right there with you guys. I'm gonna go 3.5 Dusties, and a lot of it really has to do with the production. I think it's the sum of its parts is just puts it over the top for me. I'd almost want to lean 4, but I'm going to settle on 3.5, mostly because, kind of going with Greg, the promo itself almost felt like out of place. It almost felt like it was it sounds weird to say that, but it felt unique to the moment. It's not something that you're going to replicate next week. The character of Killer Kross isn't going to do this again.
Right.
So that's a little that was kind of a unique piece to this. So, but again, I always love the Battle Riot because it's a free for all and it's
always
fun.
Crazy. Yeah.
It's like it's just end to end, and my man, Paul Walter Hauser is like there too, and that dude's the man. But there's definitely it's look, we're blessed. Everything's on YouTube, and that's awesome. Like you don't have to try too hard to catch these things. So I'm just happy they're there. But that's gonna be our Dust review. And as you can see, we all have varied opinions. Sometimes we glide a little closer in our ratings, but it's kind of like the conversation is more about the nuances behind what we think about a promo, and that's kind of the fun part.
Absolutely.
But tell us what you think about this newly crowned Killer Kross. Does it talk you into the building? Are you gonna buy a MLW tech next time you're in town, or are you just gonna catch him on YouTube? Let us know in the comments and check it out. A shout out to MLW. But it's gonna be it for us tonight. Like, comment, subscribe. Check out intothebuilding.com. But from Greg, from Adrian, from me, Adalid, see y'all next time on Talk 'em in the Building. Peace.
You don't know what hard times are, Daddy.